Beaucoup Askew TV. Hey, what's up? It's Diamond Dumont. Come on and get ready with me. Get ready with me. I like to start the day with an extra medium, extra creamy, supercharged Mocha Choco Latte Yaya from Blarfbucks. I order it up on DoorDing, and it arrives in about an hour and only costs $42. Oh yeah, there's that bang. Now that I'm rip-roaringly fucking jacked on an unholy amount of sugar and caffeine, I like to give my signature globe a good polishing. You know what they say about a clean globe? I have absolutely no idea. So if you find out, let me know. But in the meantime, scrubba, scrubba, scrubba. Now it's time for my signature eyeliner. Fun fact, I've never ever washed it off. If you've seen me without it, you'd know why. This necklace was gifted to me by a submechanophobic, semi-aquatic shaman in Rollo's Rock on St. Crinkle's Day. JK, I got it at Dingle's Dollar Rack. But that would have been a way cooler story. Now it's time to throw in a lip. My go-to signature shade is Red Rocket Rumble from Horpain Cosmetics. Hoary. All set and ready for the day. Uh-oh. Looks like that latte exacted its revenge after all. Well, back to the drawing board. See ya! What do you call a royal groundhog? A crowned hog. Hear ye. I declare that I have seeneth my shadow. Therefore my prediction is 6 more weeks of winter. Silence! Pardon me, but art thine thou whom expect a weather forecast from a rodent? I find that my scent is confusing to most animals. Oh, hello everybody, and welcome back to Fashion Trashin'. I'm your host, Cinnamon Charles. And I'm your host, Diamond Dumont. We were supposed to have Lanny Lamore, the Love Lobster, on the show this Valentine's Day, but something much, much more important has come up. Cinnamon, you want to tell him? Folks, you'll never believe it, but I'm getting married. Oh, they said it couldn't be done. Well, look at me now. Why don't you tell us more about the groom, Cinnamon? His name is John. I met him at Backfats. And, we've only known each other for a few days. But we had the rest of our lives to get to know one another, right? He likes cake. We did talk about that. Since the wedding is tonight, we need to hurry up and finish a few things around town. Want to come with? Here's the sitch. This bitch is getting hitched. So come on, folks. Let's go. All this white's burning my eyes. Let's ask this nice lady. Excuse me, do you think you could help me find a dress? See, I'm getting married this evening and—
Honey, please, I'm dealing with Bargain Basement Bridezilla, who is undoubtedly blood related to Satan, so give me a minute, okay? In the meantime, feel free to browse the mature bride section right over there.
I'm only 30. Plus. Okay, Dee, what do you think? Cinnamon, wow. You look so uncomfortable. Bingo. Once I found a gown that wasn't frowned upon, we stopped at grocery giant Ramples to pick up some snacks for the party. Ooh, cheese whizzards. Gotta have those. Look, Cinnamon, how about Don's mini muffins, now in cinnamon? Sounds a lot like the honeymoon, am I right? Just for the record, his muffin is not mini. At least I don't think so. What's considered mini anyway? What about macro? Aw, jeez, Dee, look at the time. We better hurry up, Cinnamon. The wedding starts in an hour. Ah! Sorry, everybody, we ran a little behind. Cinnamon will be here soon. But in the meantime, help yourself to some mini muffins and cheese whizzards. Oh, hey, Dawn.
Is she almost ready? Let's get this thing over with, 'cause I'm starving.
Yeah, just a minute. Here, take a couple of these mini muffins in the meantime. My third nostril tingles wildly as we are gathered here today.
You're late.
to witness the cosmic
What kind of muffins are these anyway?
You are gonna love this. The Dawn Cinnamon Mini Muffins. Isn't that adorable? Until one of them dies. Well, I'm sorry you don't like them, but you don't have to be rude.
No, you don't understand. I'm deathly allergic to cinnamon.
Cinnamon, back up. You're making him sick.
Not her, the spice. The spice. It's the spice.
Sorry, not sorry. I mean, I've been known to be a little sassy at times, but this is definitely an overreaction.
No, the mini muffins. They were Cinny mini muffins. Cinny mini muffins.
What? Don't look at me. I didn't kill him. Well, Dee, what can I say? I may have ruined my one chance at true love. Well, it's a good thing you didn't know him that well, so I'm sure you'll be over it sooner than later. It's also a good thing it's time for the part of the show that we'd like to call Visions of the Future. Visions of the future. Visions of the future. Wow. Whether it's milk water, acorn juice, or hot squeezed potato sap, there's so many options when it comes to simple, organic, local, artisanal beverages out there. But how do you know which one's going to make you live forever? Well, I have your answer right here, pal. That's why I predict shadow juice is going to be the next big trend. You too can live to be 300 years old. It's true. Super Shadow Juice contains only 100% pure shade and diet sun and is 10,000% calorie free. Unlike other brands, SSJ doesn't taste like a steaming hot bubbling garbage pond. In fact, it barely tastes like anything at all. Dee, it looks like you've been drinking from an empty bottle. Now that you mention it, I've been drinking this shit for days now and I don't feel any healthier. I guess that explains why I haven't peed all day and my lips feel like fossilized prunes. Plus the room just started spinning, so that seems kind of weird. Oh god. If you ask me, Dee, that shadow juice seems pretty shady. Well, folks, it's the end of the show. Join us next time when we'll be hitting the road with good old-fashioned janky air. Should be pretty fun. So until next time, folks, thanks for watching Fashion Trashin'. I'm Cinnamon Charles. And I'm Diamond Dumont. See you next time. A freaky furking. A fashion. A dress. A fashion. Talking trash, yeah.
Beaucoup poupou! I'm telling you, sacre bleu! I am the love lobster and no one treats me this way. Beaucoup poupou!
What's a mummy's favorite genre of music? Rap. Hey, I'm a mummy, and I think it's funny that my brains were snatched up out of my nose. Rose from a tomb, and I'm striking a pose. I may be fossilized, but I'm sort of alive. Rose from my sarcophagus, feeling revived. Only one problem that remains, I think, is that diesel's been distinct. Be you. Kinda gross. I bit off more than I could chew, but that's probably because I have a tiny mouth. Oh, hey everyone, welcome back to Trash Flash. I'm your host, Diamond Dumont. And I'm your host, Cinnamon Charles. On today's show, we'll be interviewing famed novelist and professional podcaster, David Fairhead. We here at Beaucoup Askew TV go way back with Mr. Fairhead. He has contributed voiceovers to many an episode of Fashion Trashing over the years, along with his lovely wife, the one and only Ms. D. Let's see if I can beep boople him up here. Boop 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 beep.
Greetings, Earthlings. Hi, Cinnamon, Diamond. We're actually old acquaintances. How the hell are ya?
Well, other than living in this freaky nightmarish timeline, we're doing great, and we hope you are too. David, please tell us about what it is you do.
What do I do when I'm not doing the Watusi? Well, let's see. I hang out with Barney Chodes. I believe you guys are friends with Barney Chodes. Close friend of mine. Other than that, I've had this podcast network, okay? Society 13, for about 15 years, and now we're on Electrocast, and things are happening, and it's nice to actually get paid for your art. And we were on iHeartRadio, my show, of course, and I believe both of you ladies have appeared on it in some shape or form. Kettle Whistle Radio. We had our 270th episode recently, and we interview rock stars like yourselves, celebrities, A-listers like yourselves. And of course, we love all kinds of indie rock, all kinds of rap. If we even get music, we just love to play it. Even if it's like experimental, we like to meet the people behind it. We interview horror directors, actresses, actors, writers, screenwriters, some crazy chick from a band called Yard Panther. I believe it was Beaucoup Askew. And there's a Jess Timko in the running there too. Yard Panther is our house band for Kettle Whistle Radio. So when I'm not doing the podcasting, I work in waste management. We're not going to talk about that. No, we're not going to talk about that. However, I did write 2 successful books. Dwelling in the Dark is a book. You girls would like it. 11 short stories that all tie together, and each one is about a different type of monster, even the humankind. And anyway, it's called Dwelling in the Dark, and the story is told by spiders. Figure that one out. People tend to like that one. The Fall of Tomorrow was my first one, and that is a novel of, and no, not zombies, folks. Everybody thinks it's zombies. Demon Apocalypse takes place in West Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey being the opening to hell. Not too hard to believe. But yes, that's what we do. We do conventions. And when I say we, I have a co-host, Sean. I work with Heather Taddy, who's been on Paranormal State, and now she does ghost shows. Sean Feldbush is my co-host now. And we do shows together still, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, when I'm not doing that, I'm writing horror. And I suggest checking out Dwelling in the Dark. And right now, Dr. Peeler, Demon Psychiatrist, is a comic book. And I believe you guys like comic books. Issue 2 will be out soon. Issue 1 is available now. You just go to burningbulbcomics.com or just look up Dr. Peeler, Demon Psychiatrist. And this is a guy that kind of follows the story of the Fall of Tomorrow. It's after the apocalypse, and this guy, well, demons have acclimated themselves to society. This guy opens shop as a psychiatrist. And horror ensues once again. I hope you guys like to read. I like to write. And sometimes, notoriously, I like to listen to Cameo.
Wowee, David, you sure do a lot of cool things. Speaking of cool things, in an effort to try to keep cool this summer, I've started fashioning blocks of ice into braziers. I call them bras. Say, David, why don't you tell us what you've been up to lately?
What am I up to lately? Good question. Quite a bit going on here since the COVID days. Working on my next novel, Charlie, A Child's Tale of Terror, which takes place, it's going to be my, we'll say, homage to Jaws, but it really isn't. But definitely takes place on a fictional island off the coast of Long Island, and there's definitely some creatures involved, some vacationers, lots of blood. That should be out, I'm hoping, this year, because it's been on hold quite a bit, even though I'm a chapter away from finishing. Keep changing the ending. Yeah. What else have I been up to? Dr. Peeler issue 2 with my fellows Robert Hoagland and Jess Weary, who appears in it. Jess Weary is an artist that's been on my show, and she also is a character in it. Robert Hoagland is an amazing artist who is doing the artwork for Dr. Peeler. Check out his stuff. You can find him on Facebook. And also Celebration of Spirits, which is Jess and Jess is Robert's daughter. And they have this website that supports all indie art. And you can find Dr. Peeler there. Yeah, but Robert is an amazing artist. I have to drop his name. And you'll get to know him and Jess there. And Jess has music as well. So, something to look forward to. With Burning Bull Publishing. Aside from that, podcasting and interviewing and meeting folks like yourselves. I've been doing that a lot lately. Also, too, getting ready for the Mothman Festival in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I'm actually going to be doing that this year for the first time. It's a big one. And if you're not familiar with the Mothman, look up the Mothman Prophecies. The movie's great, but the Mothman itself and the lore. But yeah, so it's a big festival over that. And I've been doing conventions when I can, horror conventions exclusively. And this is all taking place, when I'm not collecting blood samples and DNA from some of the best supervillains the world has to offer.
You sound like a super busy guy. I'm kind of a busy gal myself. This summer I've been busy reorganizing my collection of novelty back and crack scratches. This one's my favorite. It's probably my most prized possession. David, why don't you tell us about your most prized possession?
Prized possession. Okay, that's a tough one, being a collector. Got a great collection of, Star Wars stuff. I was born in 70. Let's see. My music collection is extensive, from the Beatles to the Misfits, all the way through. Love all music, and I got a great vinyl collection. I have to say, Miss D bought me Nirvana, Nevermind, on vinyl. That recently we got some Jane's Addiction on vinyl. I love the vinyl stuff. I've got my dad's 45s from the 50s and the 60s. Those are prized possessions that can't be replaced. And I have this collection of anime models that I build. I build giant robots, for just the sheer pleasure of possibly taking over the world with giant robots. It's very possible. It can happen. I also have a new pet. I don't know if you girls are familiar with a Kowakian lizard monkey. But yeah, if you know Salacious Crumb from Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt's little pet, well, I've got my own. My guy is blue, and this is Giblet. Giblet, you want to say hi? He's not real friendly all the time, so you never know what he's going to say or do. And I never know what the hell he's saying.
Speaking of which, that reminds me, Dee, I heard this wacky conspiracy theory. Can you believe that somebody claims that we're actually the same person? I mean, how ridiculous is that? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. But if you can make up a conspiracy theory, David, what would it be?
I don't really have to start a conspiracy. I already have one. I own a real, live, breathing chupacabra in my basement. Try me.
I don't not believe you. That's a good one, David. It's also good it's time for that part of the show that we like to call Visions of the Future. Visions of the future. Visions of the future. Whoa, whoa. What's your vision of the future?
As for the future, let's see. I'd have to say evil people will continue doing evil deeds. Creatives will stay in their collective creativeness. We have a lot to look forward to there. But if we can bring it together here, I'll say I always thought that all evil people just need a puppy. That's it. Take care of that cute little puppy. How could you want to create evil? All right? taking care of that. Oh, you know what? Depending on the level of evil, you should have more puppies to take care of, and you have to do it by yourself and bring them up, each one. I think if you are an evil person, you should have a puppy every 6 months, and that should be their penance. And we'll see if we can bring that evil level down by taking care of something instead of destroying something. Now, this could go south real quick, but it's just a theory of mine. Oh, and keep Ryan Johnson away from Star Wars films. And Ozfest needs to come back to the States and do a world tour again. Please, please, Sharon.
That's better than mine. I have an idea for a rousing party game called Blame the Fart on the Duck. I play that game all the time. And lastly, David, we gotta know, how did you get to be so cool?
Coolness is subjective, I think. Thank you so much, though, Cinnamon Charles and Diamond Dumont. I appreciate you for even... All right, so coolness. Let's see. I say all guys should grow their hair long at a very young age as a filtering process, and then you find out who your real friends and what kind of music you like. That sounds weird, but you definitely find out which girls will like you, and you get the right ones that way at a young age. And I attribute that to heavy metal. Heavy metal saved my life, and you needed that. Growing up in the 70s, it was all disco, and you had your yacht rock, which, hey, no problem. I listen to yacht rock in the summertime. We all need that. And your classical rock. But, dude, heavy metal saved my life. I own the t-shirt, and I do. You could test me on that one. Just getting that in your blood. Let's go with Eddie Munson, dude, from Stranger Things. He was a real person. I knew him well. We all did. And that, to me, is a cool factor. And always support your local fig festival. When you're in the Outer Banks, go to pirate festivals and fig festivals when you're not at the beach. The beach also will keep you cool. Learn to surf. Should have done that earlier. Before I say goodbye to you girls, and thank you so much for having me. I have you guys, girls, on my show all the time too. So,
I don't know.
let's see. In closing, I have to go back to the cool question. Coolness, I think it has to do with you two and your support of Kettle Whistle Radio and the podcast and this Fashion Trashin' show, and knowing you ladies has been a contributing factor to being considered cool. So we'll go back to that. Other than that, I'll just say, hey, folks, listen to Kettle Whistle Radio. We're on Spotify. If you're in a band, send us your music. You could find me on Facebook, David J. Fairhead, for until they put me back in Facebook jail, which could inevitably be tomorrow. Otherwise, you can get me at Fairly Dark on Twitter and Instagram, kettle.whistle.radio. And Instagram's good. We're there. And Spotify, I'm so happy to be on Spotify now with Kettle Whistle Radio, 270 episodes. Dig in deep, find some good music, meet some new people, watch some new horror movies you've never heard of, and directors you never heard of. Let's see. And of course, my stuff, if you're interested in horror.
I don't know.
Monsters. I deal with monsters. The Fall of Tomorrow and Dwelling in the Dark. And there's also Fiends of the Flesh, which is a collection. And there's also Dr. Peeler, Demon Psychiatrist, the comic book right now, all available at burningbulbpublishing.com and burningbulbcomics.com for the comic books. You can find Demon Eye there, and a certain person involved with this show, Erica, did a really cool trailer for me for that. So when you go to the website, fairlydarkproductions.com, Fairly Dark Productions is my personal website where you can find the books, and you'll see a trailer on there for Demon Eye, which is really, really cool. And I thank Erica Askew for that one. I'm just saying. Thank you so much to Yard Panther for that too, their music. And I guess Celebration of Spirits, go with that for all your indie needs as well. And that's where you find me. And Kettle Whistle Radio, we're on, like I said, all platforms, Stitcher, you name it, we're there now. You can find us on Amazon, but also Facebook. If you want to talk, you can meet me there as well. Give us a like. We always appreciate that. And you can go to Electrocast or Megaphone too. Oh, it's Electricast is our new provider and distributor. Listen to all the shows there, and you can get involved, just like this show. Very interactive, girls, just like you guys, and we appreciate you. And thank you so much to everyone, including my wife Dee, who has been phenomenal as backup for everything I do. And maybe I'll see you girls at Mothman Festival or some of the horror cons coming up. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate you.
Checks out. Thanks for being our special guest on Trash Flash, David. And thank you for tuning in to Trash Flash. Be sure to join us next time when Hank Topless and Susie Gardner will be our special guests. Should be pretty fun. So until next time, folks, I'm Cinnamon Charles. And I'm Diamond Dumont. Toodaloo, kangaroo. The thing is, he asked me if I wanted to hit the sack, so I punched him in the nuts. Oops. What do sea monsters eat? Fish and chips. He's a salty sailor, all right. Crunchy, too. Today I'm going to make this watermelon ice cream thingy I saw on Food Network's Instagram page. So you take a whole personal watermelon, grenade whole watermelon, just kidding, I'm sure you're a nice guy. Blend the living hell out of it. Pour its blended guts into a bowl with a can of sweetened condensed milk. Little pinch of salt, and beat it like, never mind, I can't think of anything PG. Anyway, take a container of heavy whipping cream and whip it. Yes, whip it good. Pour that into your watermelon milk and stir it around. Then pour into watermelon. Freeze for at least 6 hours. Ta-da! Frozen watermelon milk ball. The outside is crazy hard, so it's hard to cut, but I gotta try it. That's good. Whack! Let's give it a go. But they cut it into slices, so here's the money shot. Ooh, I think this will work just fine. Now give me that sweet melony cream.